Okay, hear me out, because I think I'm losing my mind. In my last review, I admitted that a book about managing a soccer team is very good, great even, love Player Manager. Now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Chrysalis, a book where someone gets reincarnated as an ant in the dungeon of a game-like world for no apparent reason, it's very good. It's great, all right. I don't understand. The Antventure begins. Even the title, I shouldn't like this. What's happening? All right, I guess I should explain why Chrysalis is a damn good book rather than just whinging about it.
No fluff writing advice. Cut the fluff!
Firstly, Chrysalis has one of the most unique premises I've seen in a while. When I first heard about the book, I assumed the protagonist would be some sort of humanoid ant creature, like the Antinium in The Wandering Inn. Nope, he's a full blown ant. Magically enhanced, of course, but he's an ant, named Anthony. The ridiculous name choice didn't click for me until like chapter 2. I definitely groaned when I realised, why is this book punishing me? It's all good because Chrysalis is immediately entertaining and confusing and compelling. While it does have a slow tutorial like opening, because the concept's so unique, it's not as dull as it would have been if Anthony were just a human wizard or a mage or a sorcerer. I mean, what's even the difference? Tell me that. Anyway, Chrysalis is more than a great concept. There's genuinely great storytelling beneath it all. Anthony has goals aside from just survive and get strong, which is refreshing for this type of book. Too much survival going on in this genre. Anthony wants to reconnect with his colony that he's been separated from. He actually takes to being an ant quite well, just accepts the situation and gets on with it. Normally, it bothers me when characters instantly accept an insane situation, but Anthony seems so naturally accepting that it kind of works. It's like he's read plenty of lit RPG in his human life and knows what's up. Anthony himself is weirdly adorable. In the beginning, he comes across as maybe a little dim witted. He does do some undeniably dumb shit, but as the story progresses, you see he's actually quite cunning and well suited to ant life. His instant acceptance is kind of funny, as is his instant conclusion that Gandalf is running the game like he's God in this world. He even prays to him occasionally. It's a constant source of entertainment. The top notch narration by Russell Brand definitely helps. So many perfectly delivered lines. Yes, it's actually Jeff Hayes, but I swear there's some Russell in Anthony's voice. It was a bit of a shock going from player manager, firing up Chrysalis, and being hit with another British accent, but I'm not really complaining. Also, we get some dual gender narration with Annie Ellicott chiming in to voice the female characters. This was my first time experiencing dual narration, and I love it. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned in other reviews how great it would be to have female narrators do the female voices, because understandably, most male narrators struggle and end up sounding like low budget drag queens. But finally, someone did it. Praise Gandalf. I've got to mention the magic and progression system. So creative, so balanced. Of course, considering Anthony's an ant, the system's unique by default, but it's the balanced skills and evolutions that really caught my attention. In some lit RPG novels, not naming any names out loud, the author rattles off a bunch of potential skills or whatever, and it's always the last one that's epic. You know that's what the character's going to choose. You've earned a new skill. Your options are pesky paper cart. Inflict your target with a mildly irritating paper cart. Totally cursed. Curse your target so the next time they walk too close to a piece of furniture, they stub their toe. Apocalyptic Deathstorm 9000. Instantly cast an angry storm of death magic that destroys all hostile targets within a 10 block radius and provides quadruple experience. Mana cost, I don't know, 3? In Chrysalis, most of the skills and evolutions offered seem practical, and it's not always clear which one Anthony will choose. He genuinely struggles with the decision several times, and sometimes his choices are surprising. He doesn't always go for the flashiest upgrade. As an ant, he also has plenty of limitations. His shitty ant eyes are a big one. They basically create a draw distance effect where he's only rendering what's right in front of him. I will say, he gets on pretty well without hands and fingers for handling and fingering. The progression system is fairly complex. You've got skills, levels, XP, biomass, core strengthening. There's a lot going on. I actually listened to the character sheets a few times with this one, which I don't normally do. Bonus, when an info dump is coming, the narrator chimes in and tells you how many times to hit skip if you don't want to hear it. Can we please make this the standard? Quite a lot going on in the plot, the impending wave, the human threat, the general dangers of the dungeon. The author, RinoZ, if that is his real name, does a great job of maintaining tension. The viewpoint shifts to the human characters provide a nice contrast and work well to give us a little more info about the world that Anthony doesn't have access to. With that said, there are some big gaps where we don't get any human viewpoints for a while, maybe too long. I mean, you can't expect me to live inside the head of an ant for that long, no matter how adorable he is. I'm not as accepting as Anthony. Honestly, I hope I never get turned into a dungeon dwelling ant monster, but knowing my luck, Gandalf, don't you dare. It's impressive how compelling the story is, considering there's very little dialogue. You are in Anthony's head for most of the story, but there's enough happening that it works. Plenty of compelling, intense fight scenes, especially the big battles where there are real stakes beyond Anthony's survival. He's fighting for something greater than himself.
The colony! Whoever has done this thing will burn.
One thing that stands out as totally ridiculous, ants having complex conversations with pheromones. Really? I'm not buying it. Then I remembered what I was reading. Guy gets turned into an ant monster, and I let it slide. Talk away, use those pheromones, you chatty ant. Look, I can't believe I enjoyed hearing an ant with an English accent level up and do ant things for several hours, but I did. It's a brilliant concept and a great story from start to finish. Almost. It does end abruptly. There's still some wild stuff happening. Luckily, it does come in a bundle of 3, so I could have just jumped right into the next book, but I didn't. I've got too many other books on my to-read pile. What am I going to enjoy next? A book about a sentient bowl of porridge? Don't tell me that exists, because I'd read it, and yes, I'd probably enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, hit subscribe anyway, and hate watch my content. That's always fun.